Hello, everybody. Excited Utterance here. And my name's Hella. And Hearsay for Days is back. Yes. And Seraph is here. Oh, what do you want to say, Seraph? Got something to say? Oh, now you're quiet. Okay, fine. Fine. That's fine. Oh my goodness. Hearsay for Days. We are bringing back our favorite topic ever. Murdoch, Becky Boo, etc. I know Dali is quaking in his boots, ready to rock out his sweet Southern Belle, because that's his favorite voice besides Angry Man. And we're working on ditching the Valley Girl accent because I don't like it. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hi, Scott Wade. How are you? Hey, Bob. How's it going, Bob? Hello, Half Irish. Hi, Snivels. Good to see you, Snivels. Nice to see you. And Mads, good to see you. Stray is here. Stray, where did you stray from? Nice to see you. Oh, Dali, we're always like 1 minute late. That's not too bad. I've seen some streamers be like 45 minutes late. Sean, potentially Sean. He had a good reason. Ah, dear. Ronnie, how are you? Good to see you. Garrett. Yes. Alrighty, let's get into it. Late and sells cats. Yeah, sales cats might be a little bit that way inclined. They're a bit festive. They're slightly festive. Alrighty.
Hey.
Hi. Oh, you're late. You're late with that one.
I know.
Let's do it again. Ready? Ready? Okay.
There. Caught me off guard. What can I say?
What can I say? Good to see you. You're excited?
Oh, very. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
We got a show for you.
We do have a show for you.
Sugar tea and join us.
Well, there's been news in the world of Murdochs this week, and wow, Justice told you can go and shove it up your southern ass. Tell you what. Well, she did say she's going to leave it for the Supreme Court, the appellate court. So
yeah,
that was
very
what
stunning
she
and brave.
She was very brave of her.
Very stunning.
That was really very worth it. That whole thing was very much worth it, wasn't it? It was fun though while it lasted. Yes, Matt. In defense of sales cats, they don't have a whole lot of options. That's true. Just a gay for the stay thing. Yeah. Better than Nick Daly. Better than Nick. Doesn't take much, Garrett. Okay, let's get into this. Sunday, 18th of August, 2024. And right here, it is Monday, the 19th of August at 6:08 a.m. So good for me getting up early again. And it's still winter here for a little bit longer. Okay, let's do this. Guess who's back? Back again. Becky's back. Da. Becky, hey Justin, Becky is guilty. Okay, she kind of deserves that. Well, she did that to Alex, didn't she? Guilty.
I know.
Guilty.
And she bought. I bought them just some Valentine's gifts. I was sweet. I got the crowd a Taj Mahal. What more did they want from me? I even provided them sugar tea.
Okay, calm down. We're getting there. Okay, so it's so. Oh, there you go. You can say this.
It's so good to see you again, Becky Boo.
Aww.
Not that damn egg lady.
And you can see this too.
Oh, what a cute couple.
I know. Go on.
Oh,
Go.
and you, Mr. Alec?
Mr. Alec.
Alec? You broke my heart. You took my womanhood in prom.
I don't think he took her womanhood. He didn't want to. So that might be what it's about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, we have too much fun with this shit. All right. Okay, so let's get into it. Fitz News. You want to read this one?
Our Indie Gen reports on the latest drama involving Colleton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill. A new podcast is throwing some stones.
Okay, so this was actually just before the news about the Supreme Court. But
Yes.
I had to put it in because I don't like this dude. I don't like him. Remember him? Yeah, remember him, this dude. Oh yeah, Chicken's Still Kicking doesn't like him either. Do you want to read that?
I don't like this guy. He is disingenuous and strikes me as an opportunist. But then the Murdaugh saga brought out a great many self-serving lawyers and opportunists. That's what I've been saying.
So let me just remind you who he is. So that's Neil Gordon. So that was Becky's ghostwriter or co-writer. And remember how he was all like, Becky would never tell a lie. And when Becky couldn't speak around the time when the allegations first came out, when Jim and Dick, they got up and made the allegations about the jury tampering. The book Behind the Doors of Justice was just come out. It only come out a few weeks earlier. Becky had just been on her first media tour, and so this guy decided to take over. And take over he did. Now,
he really fucked my sales.
No, he helped. He really, really helped.
Well,
now,
temporarily.
Yeah. So what I just wanted to show you before we go on with these comments here. Stray, you gifted a membership. Thank you so much. That's awesome of you. And Justin Smith grabbed it. Lucky you, Justin. Cool. Thank you. Nice. You're a legend, Stray. It's lovely to have you. It's nice. About to have an early dinner, but I had to pop in and say hi and love you always. Oh, that's so nice. Have a great dinner. Have a great dinner too. And thank you for that. Much appreciated. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys all is what he and his wife are up to now. And remember, he defended Becky. He defended her because it helped him because they wanted to sell books. And they did. The book sales went up around that time because everyone wanted to hear about the supposed influence that Becky may have had on the jury. Let me show you what he and his wife are up to now. They've set up this thing called Trial Watchers. Trial Watchers, right? Click here to order your book today. Join the Trial Watchers crew. We're dropping brand new exclusive content. Click here to join our new Patreon site. Welcome to Trial Watchers, chronicles the story of true crime fans and why they're so passionate about the topic. This anthology of short stories is co-authored by Neil Gordon and features never-before-seen updates on his experience with former Colleton County Clerk of Court, Becky Hill. Really? So now you're trying to profit off this woman's wrongdoings. Really? Right? The book also highlights the work of internet sleuths and tells the story of those seeking unresolved justice through trial watching and consumption of true crime content in books, podcasts, TV shows, etc. Right? 10% of the book royalties will benefit different crime victims and charities. Oh, good for you. And for $10 a month, you can join our Trial Watchers crew and enjoy new monthly content. Look at that. Oh, look, there's his wife with Becky because she's famous now. Yeah. Look at this. Now let me Let's have a look at the YouTube. Oh, hang on. Neil clears the air on, what is that? Is that CNN? No, NBC?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he never would have, WSATV. He would never have gotten on a national TV program if it weren't for Becky Hill. There he is with his t-shirt on. Join the Trial Watchers crew. Let's have a look at how that YouTube channel is going, shall we? I'll just have a look at that and show this tab instead. Oh, 30 subscribers. Very good. Okay.
Wow, he is just, whew.
Oh, yeah, 56 views, 2 comments.
He's gonna get
Great.
monetized any day now.
Any day now. Look, everyone has to start somewhere. But, yeah. I would say I wish him well, but I kind of don't. Reason being that he is using his relationship with somebody who he knows very well didn't do well. She didn't do a good job.
No.
And now she's being investigated for jury tampering. And he stood by and said that she did a great job. She would never lie, la, 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 la. And now he's going and profiting from that. So, meh.
All I can say is these hoes are not loyal. He threw me under the bus.
Hang on. Are you reading something or
no?
Okay. So there's Ashley. Ashley, love you, Ashley. How's it going? And what did she have to say?
Of course, co-defendant Nell started a podcast. He really thinks he's interesting. If you ain't telling all of it, I don't want to hear none of it. Just kidding. I hope people can send me clips because I refuse to give this square any views.
Good for you, Ashley. Marcy.
Ugh, he is so slimy. Becky's chance meeting with Melissa on the courthouse lawn reminds me of Eve and the serpent in the Garden of Eden.
Yep.
I agree. The Gordons bringing up this alleged ML now seems contrived.
I'm not quite sure what email they're talking about. I'd have to read the whole article here, but sure. Oh, there's me. Lordy, if you Google the term slimy grifter, there's a picture of Neil Gordon and his wife. I hope Becky Hill, not Becky Hill, starts a podcast to trash them. # Murdoch. And look, Becky Hill got back to me. Do you want to see what she said?
In. I don't have anything else to do. Wait, no. Grandchildren. I got them grandkitties.
And if you recall, when she famously retired to a live stream, retired to a live streamed audience.
Yes.
Her reasoning for that was
my grandchildren.
Yes. If you have grandchildren, you know.
Understand.
Yeah, you know.
That sugar tea ain't gonna make itself.
All right. Hey, Ben Smith, how's it going? Good to see you out again on the Murdoch beat. All right. So Ben Smith says,
wait, Murdoch is in prison because he testified?
#
learn something every day.
Learn something every day. That's right. Now, look what he's done. He's gone and put a big sun there.
MDME. I don't know who that could be. I have no idea.
MEY. Who could that be? With a big sun.
They seem to like the sun.
They seem to like the sun, correct? Yes.
Maybe they like to expose themselves. I'm not
maybe,
sure.
I don't know. Maybe they like sunbathing.
Yeah.
Not sure. Anyway, so this person here with the big sun says Alex Murdoch also chose to testify against the advice of his lawyers, chose lawyers who abused the legal system and spent more time manipulating the press than they did on their defense. Chose to set up a fake suicide attempt as his big plan to escape the consequences of his actions. That is why he is in prison, not because of Becky Hill. Okay.
I thought it was because he murdered 2 people, but
Well, that's debatable, but
Well,
sure. I mean, but
the
that's
reason
what
he did. Yeah.
that you would think that would be the reason this person would give, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But no. Okay, so Ben then says,
Sorry for the strangely stickered photo of an alleged post. Semicolon, props, Ben. Not entirely sure what that's about, but it's in the content that not the author, blogger, podcaster that counts.
"Oh, there's me." Okay, wait. His lawyers manipulated the press? Who were the press then? I put a
Yeah.
little sun and a melty face because
Huh.
I have a feeling this person may have been the press. Possibly. Yes. So, were you manipulated by these lawyers? Called out, Silverwood
Seriously, like,
said.
okay, when Murdaugh was happening, there was nobody on his side. I mean, except for
No.
a few people like Bronca and
Oh, they weren't press.
no, and they
They
were a
weren't
very
they weren't
small,
press.
like a very small
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
We all felt there was not enough evidence, but the rest of the
Yeah.
world, they were just pitchforks and knives and
The actual media,
yeah.
no. Certainly no press, Justin. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah, there was
I
nobody defending him outside of
no.
our little circle, and
Yeah. It was that so manipulating the press, what? What?
well,
Also,
if he did, they did a bad job,
they
apparently.
did a bloody bad job if that's the case. So you think they spent their time manipulating the press? What? And you think that's why he's in prison? What? That just makes no sense. Okay, anyway.
Chose to set up a
Um,
fake suicide.
chose to testify? So you think that's why he's in there?
For the fake
Okay.
unaliving attempt?
Okay. This none of this makes any sense. I think she's on meds. Right, let's keep going. So the Lord says,
Interesting because aside from the fact that he would be in prison for his financial crimes regardless, none of that has anything to do with whether he is actually guilty of murder.
"Oh, thank you, Silverwood.
Yes.
Thank you. We have some sense." Ben says,
Yeah, just as you said, that list of reasons has zero to do with his guilt/innocence for murder. I can understand if one is upset that thoughts may come out hastily, but for a main voice in/around this case to completely misrepresent reasons for one's guilt.
"Yep,
Right.
100%."
Although, to be fair, I think this statement presumes that his guilt was already established, but that perhaps if he and his lawyers had strategized differently, there might have been a different outcome. No. I certainly was not going to let that happen. No, sirree.
"No, sorry."
Once I got that egg lady off. It's similar reasoning in a sense to Justice Toll's comment that, in our opinion, the outcome of the trial was warranted, and that therefore any potential tampering did not justify overturning the verdict.
No, she could tamper as much as she wanted. He's still guilty, guilty, guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty. And hello, Marie. Assad Fortes, it's lovely to see you. You always pop up when we're talking about this. Continuing, the science of when human stomach empties is well established, and the time contents and the amount of victims' last meal is well
She was
established by
talking about
several witnesses. Oh, right, you're talking about
their
something else.
time of death being off.
Okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll go back and read the rest of your comments later. Lovely to see you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right. You don't have to read this part here because I was just leaving it there so we know we're continuing to talk about this. And then Becky Hill said,
Or the small tidbit that he murdered his family.
tainted opinion. Tainted opinion.
You shouldn't be using tainted so much. It's unprofessional.
Oh, I know, right? Especially, I wasn't a mod there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
She is an idiot.
Oh, she is. She is. She is.
I mean, call me weird, but all this time, I thought people should be in prison because they were convicted of the crime based on facts and evidence, I guess something as silly as that is obsolete,
That's your C-sweat voice?
That's my Canadian voice.
All right.
Well, I had to do a Canadian voice at the drop of a hat. I need time to prepare.
Hey, C-Swept, how are you? If you're watching at any time, we missed you, love. I hope you're doing good.
Can't wait for her incisive and informed commentary on the appellate proceedings.
Oh, God. Oh, please.
Oh, God. She will. Oh, that would be so amazing. What a joke. Narcissistic in the worst way. Wasn't that long ago she was trashing Becky?
Yep. Now he's Vixen.
These people so fixated on his guilt miss the importance of this entirely. Right over their heads. Whoosh.
Yes, and that's absolutely true, because what's just happened with the Supreme Court agreeing or approving his motion to, well, his appeal, basically, and hearing it is huge. Absolutely huge. And it has wide-ranging implications. But hey, let's just go back and nitpick all this stuff, shall we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At least they are admitting that it's not because he committed murder.
Comment of the thread.
Dude, don't go the facts route. It's all about her feelings. You know that.
I love it. I love it. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, you knew I was going to do it. You knew I was going to do it. Okay. And Ben again. Oh, yeah. I know you're getting all ready. I know you're getting all ready. There's not one from him yet, but I'm leading to it. I'm leading to it. Okay. Ben said this. Go.
Looks like we can now add as seen on TMZ to the email signature so make way NBC and ABC logos. Wow. Look at that. As seen on Excited Utterance.
Oh, he needs that. That'd be great. I should send him the logo.
I know.
Just read this bit.
Oh, also, if anyone watched this segment, let me be the first to say that some have really come a long way in their thinking about former clerk Becky.
Yes.
We need to do a mashup of that.
Yeah, we're going to.
Becky.
Yeah, we're going to look at that in a sec.
Oh, really?
All right. Well, I don't have a mashup, but I've got a bit from TMZ. Okay, and then Becky said,
Jesus, what a chotch.
A coot. Oh, it's a chock? Wait on. I thought it was a coot.
CHOCH.
What is, cock.
Oh.
You see that?
Jesus, what a cock. Oh, my. And don't you be clipping that, you filthy degenerates. No.
I love this account so much. By the way, she's also a massive Trump supporter. So if you actually follow her account, she's like fully in political mode.
Oh, wait. Chotch is synonymous to a douchebag. And it's defined as a male with like spiked hair, usually blonde or bleach blonde. A fake tan, a fake jewelry. Somebody's fake.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it's a real word. I haven't heard it.
Okay, never heard of it. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. She's got just a bag of insults.
Yeah.
All right. And God, I just can't get over his email signature. It is the worst. It is worst. His email signature. Look. Like, look at it.
All that. And he's a super lawyer.
Of course he's a super lawyer. Of course he's a super lawyer. He's super EB.
Oh,
And
God. Yeah, him and Eric Bowles, they probably joined the same group.
yeah, right. Hey, Murphy Taffy, how's it going?
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Yep. Okay, so on. All right, so we need to watch this. Oh, first, read this.
Alex Murdaugh could get a new trial after the South Carolina Supreme Court agrees to hear jury tampering case. Attorney Eric Bland, who represents a bunch of murder victims and jurors, came on TMZ Live to discuss.
Okay, so I gotta tell you before I play this, he did his little media circuit as he always does, because who's the expert on Murdoch? Eric Bland, right? And he ain't looking so happy about this whole thing. He's not. Yeah, so I just took a little snippet from it.
On the witness stand and testify as to
Clean up your
reasons
freaking
why they
office.
found Alex Murdaugh guilty.
So what's your take on this, that the clerk allegedly tried to rig the verdict?
I don't necessarily agree that she tried to rig the verdict. It's clear that she got too familiar with the jury, but that happens, Harvey. You know, when you have a 7-week trial, the clerk of court is the liaison between the jurors and the court. She's the one who, you know, orders food, makes sure that they can get to the court on time. If there's has to be special arrangement, she handles it. She's like a den mother. The issue that's going to confront the court, the South Carolina Supreme Court, and they're always going to take a case where somebody's convicted of murder. This is a real easy issue of law for them to determine. It's going to go one way or the other. The federal standard is,
listen to this bit.
All the defense had to show is that the clerk of court made inappropriate comments to the jury, more than just ministerial of what do you want for lunch. If she started to talk about, well, Alex Murdaugh is testifying today, watch his body language. That's a federal standard. The Supreme Court says if you can prove that, you get a new trial. That's it. Justice Toll, though, applied the South Carolina standard, which said not only do you have to show the inappropriate contact, but you have to show that it influenced the jury and changed their decision. So they otherwise would have voted not guilty,
Right.
But after her contact or communications, decided to vote guilty.
If the Supreme Court follows the federal standard, do you think they'll get a new trial?
He will. He will. I do believe that.
Okay, so EP is saying pretty much straight out there, he's getting a new trial.
Oh, I wish I had the ha-ha from Nelson from The Simpsons.
I'm not bad at that, right?
Ha-ha.
Yeah, and that's why she made up her own standard. SC adopted the federal standard. I'm not sure if that's right. Is Trenton? Did she make up her own standard? Because and I don't trust much what EB says, but he's saying that she used the South Carolina standard, so the state standard.
Yeah, and she kind of cobbled together. My understanding is she kind of cobbled together different rulings and just said, no, but do with it as you will. She just didn't want to touch it.
She really didn't want to touch it.
Yeah.
So, and I know that on the Friday, she was overheard saying that she will leave it for the appellate court, basically, for the Supreme Court. So she'd made her mind up, and that was clear. But
well, I guess either side would have appealed. So I think she always knew it was going to end up in the Supreme Court, but maybe she already made up her mind.
Matt, I mean, when I say that he said that he's going to get a new trial, if he's saying, well, I mean, how can they not choose the federal standard? It's the Supreme Court. How can they choose the state standard if the state standard is the trial court standard and they're going up a level. I don't understand, but isn't the higher standard the standard they're supposed to go with?
I believe federal is. I don't want to. I would be. It would not be confident in that answer. So
Yeah. But he looks pretty down and dejected about it, and that's not like EB.
no.
So, and I've got 2 interviews here when he said the same thing. It just was this long explanation short. There was a precedent the defense argued from the state court. She didn't follow it. The standard she ruled was 100% from her. Interesting, Trenton. Interesting. So, and this is the thing. He's gone and said that all with this higher standard, all that would need to be proven is that she talked about stuff that was influential. So she said things like, look at his body language, and we all know she said that, right? So that's been testified to already. And therefore, he would get a new trial, just like he just said he would get a new trial. So, and clearly that's why he is looking so negative about it, because otherwise he'd be like, no, I don't think he would get it. No, because that's what Eric Bland does. And he, I won't give any spoilers away about the next few pages, but yeah, he's starting to deflect away from whether or not, he's starting to talk more about the fact that he's going to be in prison anyway, regardless, because
so now he's at the cope and seethe part.
He's at the cope and seethe phase. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, acceptance. Yeah, everyone, it's okay. Don't worry. He's not getting out. It's fine because of the stuff I did. The financial crimes.
Yeah, if he's not then why did you spend over $1 million on this? If he's not getting out for financial crimes, why? I mean, the trial, charging him for murder. It
was more than $1 million.
Much more, yeah. But minimum. Well, just the trial was $1 million.
Yeah, as Trenton says, separate sovereigns. Feds would be supreme if it was a civil right. Defense will be arguing right to the fair trial on those grounds. Interesting, is Trenton. Thank you for that.
Civil rights. Okay.
Yeah, and Shiraz says, Toll didn't want to have to make the decision, so she did it all wrong. So they'd appeal to Supreme Court. Ha! She pretty much said this when she referred to it being a decision for more qualified people. Did she actually say more qualified people? I don't remember those particular words. Yes.
Yeah, and Murph's is correct. It's going to the South Carolina Supreme Court, so they will decide on how to interpret it.
Is that it? Okay. Right, because I know it's not the federal Supreme Court, South Carolina. So is that why people are? Thank you, Mo, for clearing that up. That's why people are talking about them deciding.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you. So many smart people in chat. Much appreciated.
And he may be able to. Correct me if I'm wrong, Trenton or Mads. If they say he doesn't get a new trial, I imagine he could ask the federal Supreme Court, but.
Yes. Here, EB has referred to that he will take it all the way to the federal Supreme Court.
Okay. Yeah.
If this doesn't work out. Yeah. Okay. Would you like to read these?
That asshole is guilty AF and needs to quit wasting people's time. AM is such a criminal. He just loves keeping himself inserted in anything that he can and will never stop. That was a poor choice of words, Debbie. Awesome job, EB. I'm happy to hear Murdaugh will never see the light of day due to his financial crimes.
Okay.
Well, there is a chance he could, but
if you didn't know that, then how? Sorry.
Well, I think he does get parole at some point.
When he's like 120.
Was it that? Well, I thought it was like
It's
in his
a
80s.
Well, no, he had 40 years.
Okay.
So I don't think so.
Probably not.
All right, look.
Yeah.
Look. Are you excited?
Ooh.
I'm back to
EB.
EB. Baby. All right, you ready? You ready?
Alex.
Are you ready?
Alex Murdaugh's appeals from his double murder convection. I like a good convection oven myself. I don't like those other types. I don't like those microwaves. I'm a convection man. That's how I generate my heat. And him pleading guilty from the 40-year
He
sentence.
did say convection.
Yeah. Yeah, he misspelled conviction. I think that's an E. Yeah.
It is. Sorry, go on.
I love typos. Damn. And him pleading guilty from the 40-year sentence he got in federal court for the financial crimes are normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. Remember, for the next 30 years, Alex has nothing but time. He will keep tormenting his victims and burdening the judicial system as much as he can. Oh, I'm so angry. All right, where were we?
There we go.
Okay. That's yes. The state.
It's very loud. It's very loud.
The state appeal will concern two issues: evidentiary issues and decisions that Judge I'll allow it Newman made about the venue of the trial and its fairness and what he let in during the murder trials. I think we need to ask, what didn't he let in, sweetie?
Yeah.
This is very normal. The second component is the alleged interference by former Walter Borough Clerk of Court Becky Hill. Alex contends that former Chief Justice Toll, who heard his motion for a new trial and denied it, applied the wrong standard and should have applied the federal standard and not the South Carolina standard regarding jury interference. Appeals are part of our judicial process, which makes the system work. What makes America judicial system ? Great is it works for the worst of us, just like it should work for the best of us. EB.
Okay. Very. Oh, sorry. Finish that.
EB.
EB. Okay. Very poor use of punctuation there. What makes America judicial system ?
Great.
Is it works for the worst of us?
Just like it should work for the best of us.
Okay.
Ebb.
Okay, I don't get it. What makes... Okay, I think I see what he meant to do there. What makes America... The American judicial system great should be ? After great. No. Actually, there should be no question mark. It should just be...
No.
What makes the American judicial system great is that it works for the worst of us, just like it should work for the best of us, or something like that. Bit wordy, maybe cut a few words out. He gets so mad that he just types too fast and then doesn't edit, but he always manages to put EB at the end.
Yes. Always
Well done, Dali. Did you come?
I did. I'm gonna come.
Oh, hang on. Wait. There we go. Oh, why can't... I tried a new thing and it didn't work. Never mind. Okay, here we go. So, next one. There.
Jury tampering appeal could get Murdaugh a new murder trial. Tune in to hear my thoughts on CNN. E.B.
Okay, so he's really doing a bit of a media tour there.
Yeah.
So he's milking it. He's milking it. He's really feeling down and dejected. Look at this.
I represented 6 jurors
Look how sad
who
he is.
testified that not only did they not hear former clerk of court Becky Hill say anything that was any more than just ministerial, of like, what do you want for lunch? How do you want to get to and from the courthouse? But nothing that was said or done influenced their verdicts. The issue before the Supreme Court's going to be the former Chief Justice who denied the motion for a retrial applied the South Carolina standard for juror interference. The defense argued they should have applied the federal standard pronounced by the United States Supreme Court. The difference is the South Carolina standard says that you must show, in addition to the inappropriate statements by Becky Hill, that it influenced the juror's outcome. The federal standard says all you have to do is show that there was inappropriate statements made by the clerk of court and you get a new trial. It's a very serious issue. For our system to work, it has to work for the worst of us, not just the best of us. So I believe that even though Alex Murdaugh was guilty, even though there was significant evidence, these are important issues for any defendant to get a fair and impartial trial. So we're going to have to see if our Supreme Court agrees with Justice Toll and applies the South Carolina standard. Regardless if he loses, Alex is going to take this up to the United States Supreme Court. He has 30 years.
Right.
Not.
Okay. So, right, Sean, how's it going? Yes, he's changed his tune. That's the point, right? Like, isn't he all like, oh, look.
Safa Eric.
Yeah, and look how sad he is. And
he looks like he's aged 10 years.
He does, doesn't he?
He looks as old as Murdaugh now.
And the whole thing about Becky as well. Like the whole thing, like, oh yes. No, I wouldn't say she tampered with the jury, but she gets close to them. Like that happens in a murder trial. Also, Sean, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome. Just let us know.
I can
anyway. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, okay. So what do you want to read this? These are actually responses to his tweet, by the way. Yep.
EB, I'm sorry, but wasn't it the state of South Carolina v. Alex? Why would there be an expectation that federal guidelines should apply? Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. Okay.
Because the United States Supreme Court cases and decisions have supremacy over state law. Nightmare.
By the way, this person's Twitter handle is called Democrats Against Marxism.
Well, it's kind of an oxymoron, but sure.
Okay. Yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Okay. Oh, here we go. Some Australian is being mean to me, but I've been nice. I'm hiding out down the corner down there. I've been nice. When she mentioned an Australian, I was like, what was it me? That was not me. I don't know what Australian you're talking about, but that wasn't me. There's not that many Australian little bloggers.
True.
Oh, dear. Okay. All right. Sarah Boone, justice for Sarah. Justice for Sarah, by the way. And if you're not following our Sarah Boone coverage, you should be. We are the most unbiased Sarah Boone bloggers getting about. Maybe Sean too. I think Sean's pretty unbiased. But the tide is changing, guys, and I'm going to show you this because Miss Hello over here, who believed in Sarah Boone's rights from the beginning, is starting to be joined by a chorus of some others. It's not big, but there are some. There are some, and it's beginning. But before we get to there, let's look at this. Now, there has been a drop of some information on her court filings, and we have here Sarah Boone refused to see attorney she assumed was crazy people trying to see her. Sarah, you are failing to excel. Okay, now do you remember a week or two ago I restreamed this guy here? That's a younger photo of him, obviously. This guy here, his name on YouTube is Mentor Lawyer, and he went to visit her several times in jail. And his YouTube subscribers really didn't like that. He lost a few subscribers. His comment section went berserk, and he actually ended up turning off his comments, and he hid his video. The one on his true crime channel called True Crime Deep Dive, he's gone and put that video members only, and he had the video on his other channel, which is called Mentor Lawyer, and apparently that one's deleted. It's a bit of a shame, but you can still watch it on my channel if you want. Anyway, are you able to read this, Dolly? Just this one here.
Yeah. Inmate Boone was advised at approximately 9:59 hours that she had an attorney visit. Really? Not 10 o'clock at night?
At what? At
10 o'clock at night, 21:59 hours.
Oh.
That's 9:59 p.m.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Kind of don't blame her for thinking that's a crazy person.
Okay, that kind of changes it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No. Sorry. Sorry. Cat. Okay, okay, I did not catch that the first time I saw that. That is really, I don't know, unless lawyers typically visit clients at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so inmate Boone was
But
advised.
hang on, she said she was advised at 21:59.
Well, let's read it and we'll get into that.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yep.
Was advised at approximately 10 p.m. that she had an attorney visit. Inmate Boone requested to know who the attorney was. Being that she has no attorney assigned to her, inmate Boone stated that she does not feel comfortable visiting anyone that she doesn't know because crazy people have been reaching out and scheduling visits with her, claiming to be someone they are not. Inmate Boone was notified that the attorney's name was James Wachesky. However, due to inmate Boone's delay in response to whether or not she wanted to meet him, he dropped off her case files and departed. When inmate Boone was given her files and notified of the attorney's departure, she began to remember who he was and became upset. Inmate Boone mentioned that she has met with him previously and that he traveled from Tallahassee just to meet with her. It was explained to inmate Boone that we are not responsible for his departure. She was notified of his presence and her delay in response resulted in his departure. Sergeant Moreno was made aware of this information.
Oh no. Okay. So, genuine question. I want to know who these crazy people are who actually do turn up looking for her, because I believe her, right? I believe that crazy people turn up looking for her. I would not be surprised in the slightest that there are just people who turn up wanting to meet with Sarah Boone. That would not even be remotely out of the scope of plausibility. Like, surely, considering how many people hate her guts or just have seen her online, if they're in the area, why not? Let's just go and try and visit Sarah Boone and try and get some like content for online. Why not? So sure. Oh, hang on just a minute. I need to make a little space for you, Mr. Blogger.
Got it?
Just a minute. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Good. So you have this guy. He made a video saying I'm going to go try to talk to Sarah Boone.
He's already been to see Sarah Boone before.
Well, here's the problem. Did she
Hmm.
seek him out?
No, but
That's
she
not
let
good.
him see. She let him see her.
Yeah, that's still like. Is this guy? And how long has he been practicing?
A long time. In fact,
And he
I've got more on him. Hang on, I just didn't show the rest of this.
I don't know if that's solicitation or not. There, chat.
Is that frowned upon?
Ooh.
I mean, you don't just like. Did you just show up saying you want to talk to Sarah? Like showing up and she's like, I don't have an attorney, and he's there doing that. Like he could be cruising
He's
for
not
a bruise.
representing her.
He
He's
could
not
be
representing her.
Yeah, but that becomes an issue, especially when you're an attorney. Am I
He's trying
doing it in my YouTube role, or am I doing it as a journalist, or am I doing it as an attorney? It's not clear because I am an attorney. And
Mhm.
it sounds like he maybe tried to show up before saying, hey, I can help you and stuff. And now you're showing up at like, I wasn't joking. We aren't bound by the normie rules. I can get
Okay.
hours to visit what you guys can't most times.
Right.
But
Right.
this is very sketch.
Really?
This seems very weird to me.
He's like trying to find a lawyer for Sarah. And I don't know for sure, but I know somebody.
What's their
reached out.
relationship? Because if she doesn't want to see him, that's a flag that.
Well, she didn't know who he was.
No,
She
well,
didn't know
hang
his
on.
name.
She does know who he is. She
Yeah.
she just didn't realize at the time because
Okay.
she's apparently she's like, oh, there's been crazy people turn up for me. But then when she
Mhm.
realized who it was, she was sad because she was like, oh, oops, I should have met with him.
Well, and
Because she's met with him 3 times.
okay, it sounds like they've got it worked out then, but otherwise
Mm.
it just sounded like this attorney showed up, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this guy making fun of her. It's like, well, how the hell does she know who it is?
What guy making
Like-
fun of her?
Yeah, but anyway,
What guy's making fun of her?
this guy saying, Sarah, you're failing to excel.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
This is just someone on
Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter.
it's like, of course she's gonna think it's a crazy person. Somebody
Yeah.
coming at 9:00 at night she's never heard of. Why would she want to hear
I'll
that?
find that
person?
part. That part's
Yeah.
weird. I don't get that part.
It's maybe when he was available, but it's like,
Yeah.
I guess he
caught
did have
the-
to drive from Tallahassee, but
okay,
Yeah.
God, that makes it, brother.
Yeah, what I don't get it. See, you'll have to have a look at the thing that I posted about it
Mhm.
because I don't know why he's continuing to go and try and visit her because he's actually hidden the videos about it. He copped a lot of bad
yeah.
Well,
press, basically.
oh, I'm sure he
from
got
going
bad
to-
press, but it also becomes an issue of, does your client give you permission to air out all the shit you're talking about?
Yeah.
So he could be
No,
worried
no, no.
about.
What he did was when he went and visited her,
Mhm.
he had her write out an agreement with her saying there's going to be some things that I'm going to have you sign saying that attorney-client privilege, some things that
So he's your attorney now. I don't know. That's a
yeah.
when you're having to play the games like you're playing like well, actually I didn't do it this time. Like no. Either you're the attorney or you're not the attorney. So right now he's got that fiduciary relationship.
Sarah should force him to represent her now.
Oh,
No, I mean, well, he runs into there could be some discipline issues, man.
yeah. Well, I mean, he says he's retired, but he's still got a bar number.
Well, if he's that doesn't you if you have a bar license, you are governed by the
Yeah.
rules of the bar.
Well, he said he just agreed to not say certain things.
Yeah, there's things that he wouldn't. In fact, he didn't say much
Yeah.
about her.
Still, it's like you should just be like, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
He's made it clear he's not her attorney.
Mm.
He has an attorney-client relationship with her. He is her attorney. She can have
Kind
multiple
of.
attorneys. So,
Yeah.
um,
But they
And
did
they-
agree with
Well, yeah, but is that a valid agreement? There are times where you can, like as an attorney, I can't just necessarily walk in and say for free or in exchange for services, sign over your rights to your like story. Like there's a lot of ways things have to be very carefully done.
So you can't just approach random people in jail.
Yeah, well, I mean, it can become solicitation after a while too.
Okay.
And we're not allowed to solicit.
I don't really understand the solicitation thing. So how does that work?
Well, you're not allowed to just go solicit people.
Judge explained that to me clearly.
Yeah. So like as an attorney, I can't just go. You can't just solicit clients like that. Now, there are times where like attorneys will mail things out, but they have to put on there, this is a solicitation. This is not form an attorney-client relationship. You are free to disregard this. But just going up to people in jail saying, hey, man, you want a lawyer?
Oh.
That's no. And hide things like this doesn't pass the smell test, and I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matt said, but Boone did make a post to advertise for lawyers. How are lawyers to respond without contacting her?
But yes, lawyers to respond to work with her, not to go, hey, I want you to be a chatty Cathy on your YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
I just think this is a very weird way of going about it. Yeah,
well, I mean, it was clearly weird because even she at the time was like, what crazy person here this time of night.
Well, especially the day before it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
oh, hang on, we missed a bit. Here it said inmate Boone Sarah was called out for an attorney visit in FDC B dorm. Inmates Boone said, no, I don't have an attorney. I had too many random people coming to me to see because of my case. I took the paperwork from attorney and delivered the paperwork to inmate Boone. Huh.
Yeah, so
10:22 p.m.
And I want to know who that person was the day before.
Huh. They didn't state. Yeah, they should have said who it was, but they didn't. Wow. All right. You cool to move on?
Yeah.
Let's go. Wow. Now, very interesting. This made my heart warm. Mr. Tragos, he has changed his tune a little bit. Well, changed his tune. He has decided that, you know what, pro se defendants in jail, maybe we should all just catch up to 2024. Let's see what he has to say, shall we?
Position. So Sussex Sandra, I will also just tell you, there are really, really great, good, strong, experienced public defenders. There are also some really horrible public defenders that I do believe people think they can represent themselves better. And if that opportunity should arise for somebody that feels like they're innocent and they could do a better job representing themselves, it should not be a death sentence. It should not be a guaranteed loss. Right now, it kind of feels like it is. She's not requesting sophisticated tools, just tools considered basic in 2024, things a second grader uses daily. Hit the nail on the head, Michelle. My kids just started school. Have to bring their laptop in, and in 5 minutes, they put all the antivirus software, block all the websites they can't use. They watch their computer, all that stuff in about 5 minutes. Everything's on there. My third grader, uses laptops and computers and tablets and stuff at school. Hi, Peter. What do you think the odds are that she will settle? Do you think she will fight the video as evidence? I think she's going to try to fight everything. I don't see how that video doesn't come in. I think there's a 50-50 shot she takes a plea deal. I think she is considered, maybe even 60-40 she takes a plea. I think it depends on the amount of time the state wants her to serve, because I don't think she hates jail. Honestly, I don't think she hates it, if you want my opinion. She's talking about her friends in there. She doesn't want solitary, etc. I get why the judge made her pro se, but this also sucks. They could accommodate her more reasonably. She is already at a huge disadvantage. Right. And I mean, when you say accommodate her, I say accommodate her, people see that as special treatment. I mean, everybody. This is a discussion to me and an opportunity. I love when videos in real life cases provide us with the opportunity as society on this channel, in this chat, to discuss how things should be. Right? How they are, we discussed, but also how they should be. What accommodations should we afford to criminal defendants who represent themselves in America? That's kind of the question and point of this video.
Could you please answer who might be able to? Because I am in desperate need to view the case docket, which requires internet, and I'm still waiting.
Hang on a minute. It might be my audio booster, guys. I'm going to fix it. Just a sec. I don't like this audio booster. Let me just fix this for a minute.
For any documents that you have mailed to me. I am unprepared, it seems, every single time now sitting here at the counselor's table with not the same information and opportunity and advantage as everyone else in the courtroom because I'm waiting for the mail. So I didn't know if anyone had any other suggestion of how I might be able to receive those more expeditiously and in a timely fashion so I can be prepared in order to properly defend myself in apparently more than one way. Or every time that I'm here in the courtroom and something new is presented to me as a surprise. So I'm just trying to avoid this.
Items will continue to be mailed to you at the appropriate address as required by the rules of judicial administration and general practice.
So if I may please clarify, my understanding is the only way that I can receive anything is through the United States.
I'm not going to answer that question because that would be me potentially providing you legal advice. But what I can tell you is that items will still continue to be mailed to you as required by those rules.
No, I will just say right
I may
there.
please just make sure that everyone is aware that I can.
Why can't you provide me anything other than legal mail? Well, that's legal advice. No, it's not. It's him being bullshit. Is a question is too hard? Well, that's legal advice. That might be legal advice. No, I could serve you through other means. I could do hand deliveries. That's not legal advice.
Mm-hmm.
Like the delays involved in this are unacceptable. Like she's saying, can we work on something else? Well, that might be legal advice.
Yep.
Yeah, I guarantee you, like when he goes home and his wife's like, "What do you want for dinner?" He's like, "Well, that might be legal advice. I can't advise you."
Sorry, I can't be giving you legal advice.
Yeah.
Exactly. I applaud Peter Tragos for what he's saying here. Finally.
Well, real quick though, I want to say something to Bob. He said he ignored a $10 super chat with a good question. I mean, Bob, sometimes people miss them, and I will say some days when there's like a million of them coming in, they get missed. Okay. And you think you catch them all. I mean, it just happens like that. So all I'm trying to say is just like, I would give Peter another shake. I would attribute that to him. He's a very nice guy. I've talked to him before. Very, very good guy. So I wouldn't just unsubscribe from him because of that. Now, if like it happens all the time, okay, maybe, but
yeah,
you know, like I'll say this much, guys: when you have like 1,000 people watching, your chat's running along like a machine gun, just buzz, you know, even with a couple hundred people, it gets going fast at times. So, just saying.
Yeah, look, I get how you feel, Bob. It's happened to me before too. Not in his chat. I don't even bother in his chat because I just feel like I'd have to watch the entire thing right to the end to potentially get my chat answered. And I just don't have the patience for that. But I mean, I know how you feel. But I get what you're saying. Sean, it must be difficult. Good problems to have. Good problems to have on his part. Anyway, so I have to applaud Peter because this is really pushing back against his chat because they hate her. Well, they did hate her, but also, I'm sure they still do mainly. But isn't it interesting how a creator can have so much influence over people's thoughts and ideas? Because look at them. No, yeah, well, I mean, look at the way they're responding. It does. It changes their perceptions. It does. Yeah, I find it interesting.
I'm not surprised. I mean,
you're not surprised. Yep. Well, I've seen it happen before. I've seen creators have a great influence over people's ideas. But it interests me because a week ago, no way would these sorts of chats be coming up. So anyway, Chilpin Cats says this. Dali, do you want to say?
Okay, lawyer, has convinced me that pro se defendants deserve to be in the 21st century while preparing for their cases, even while in jail. Sarah Boone should have a word processor and limited internet access to prepare for her defense. And then Peter, agree 100%, due process. Let her represent herself. Hard copies, word, internet, like what are we doing? Our right to represent ourselves? Need a process to allow just that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Given that the court made her pro se, denying the little things could potentially sum up to reversible error. They should have indulged her on the things that aren't that hard to do.
Yeah, and it's not even indulge, really, is it? Like,
Mhm.
It's just
look at
basic.
look at the resources the state has.
Yeah.
A laptop that works, some basic internet. It's not that much to ask, really.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sean?
No, she should have basic access than anybody else would have.
Hmm.
It's not her fault she's in jail. They're refusing to let her out. She's got a monstrously high bond she can't meet. So it's not her fault. And even if it was her fault that she's stuck in jail, everybody, what do people have today? You get stuck in a law library with a bunch of books. Like, those books probably aren't updated. They probably don't have this year's new insertions in them. Just let her have access to the goddamn internet. It's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Oh, but Mandy here says she wants internet access so she can watch all the YouTube streams. She's come nothing to prepare for the trial. She's probably done nothing to prepare for the trial. How do you know that? How do you know that? I missed one.
Based on what?
Yeah, exactly.
She hasn't been allowed to do much to prepare for her trial because she just got all the goddamn discovery.
Uh-huh. Totally.
Yeah.
Vita Bell Makeup says, Dali?
I think she's guilty, but I don't believe this is fair for her at all to adhere to all these limitations when she didn't ask to be her own lawyer.
Yeah. And hello to, where is it? Commercial Zone. Good to see you. Right to counsel is a Sixth Amendment requirement. Yes. They haven't sort of, by the judge waiving her right to a public defender, she's not been, that's not gone. Like, she can still hire one. And now that, so that's not gone, but he's made her pro se, and I think what's really at question here is her ability to prepare for her trial, and therefore her right to due process, so her right to a fair trial, because without being able to prepare, how can she possibly have a fair trial?
Exactly.
Correct? Yes. All right. So anyway, it's lovely to have you here, Commercial Zone. Okay. Let's keep going. Trial TV Live says,
where?
There.
Oh, sorry. Sarah Boone's request for additional funds to cover a neuropsychologist fees were met with resistance from JAC. Yes. We're going to have a cranky Sarah.
Dear. Okay, we're going to be talking about this tomorrow on the stream. And then Hearsay says, thanks, lol, perfect picture for her excessive gesturing. Okay. Karen Dagger says, this one?
Lol, thank you for posting. So JAC not prepared to agree to her request of an initial $15,300 per hour for a specialist, which if she had read the previous response or any of the pro se packet / listened in court is way above their range. Did you see Miss Hobson Esquire filed for his fees?
Yeah, and Mr. Hobson has actually met with some resistance for his fees. I have to go through what that's about. But I think it might have been because he didn't represent her for long enough for the flat fee. But anyway, that's completely separate. That face. Oh, that face. Anyway, yeah. So this neuropsychologist, $300 per hour. What do you think of that, Sean?
That's, I mean, it's a normal amount for like a psychologist, but it's probably a lot. Like I know people found out, yes, there's issues with the listing. It's a very high end thing. She's probably not going to get it. And what she's trying to get is some weird, it's not even like an insanity defense, but a lifetime of trauma defense.
Mm,
And it doesn't even sound like, I don't really know what it's going to get her.
Yeah.
Okay, she had a real shitty life.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like her dad whooping her with a spoon, she didn't know no better than shoving Jorge in a suitcase. Like,
Yeah.
how's this work?
I don't know either, but as far as the money's concerned, I didn't think it sounded that far out of the ordinary for a expert witness.
I mean, it's
So
not the whole amount, maybe, but that's still a lot of cash.
yeah, I know. But I mean, how much does the state get to spend on expert witnesses?
Well, they get an infinite war chest, as much as they can afford.
Yep. Hello, Zach Ellery. Zach Ellery in chat. Skintella, I only stalk you at midnight. Do you? Stalk me. We tell vegetable jokes to each other. Very strange. But sure, nice to have you here. And thank you for the super chat. All right. Yeah, JAC responses were typical, Scott. I know. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, okay. So Court TV always does this. They do the "What do you think?" thing. Right. Do you want to read what they have to say, and then we'll have a quick look?
She forfeited privacy when she murdered. Ugh. I'm thinking that I am sick to death of her bullshit. Get on with the damn trial. She put herself where she is with zero attorney after going through 8 of them. The fact that she doesn't seek attention is laughable, and if press wanted to, there they should. Is it really legal to force her to represent herself because she fired lawyers? She never did. I don't know. This can't be right. The lady that made a video as she suffocated her boyfriend in a suitcase and he begged her to let him out while she laughed is worried about privacy rights. Do I have that right? Okay.
Yes, you do have that right.
This is not a typical court hearing, though. We don't have cameras live streaming defense attorneys while they review discovery. This should be treated the same.
Finally, someone who knows what they're talking about. So this is referring to the viewing of the evidence. Sorry, I didn't realize that you were continuing to talk. I was just going to play this for a second.
What is it that you'd like to tell me about your concerns regarding the September 3rd evidence viewing that's been previously scheduled?
My concerns is regarding my case and the whatever is left evidence that is not already on the internet or posted anywhere on social media. And I'm wondering what the reasons for the court, other than sensationalism and exploitation, purpose would be for them to watch me look at the remaining bit of my evidence that has not been globalized. Again, my main concern is it is for exploitation purposes, which has already been greatly applied to my case in many, many ways. It is my right to have some kind of privacy regarding my case.
Okay. So when I was watching this, guys, some of you were watching with me, and I was just like, please just say that if it were any other defense attorney, this wouldn't even be a thing. But she probably doesn't know that, right? Please just say that. But she didn't.
Well, I just think it's funny that the Sarah and the prosecutors both don't want this. I think the prosecutors realize, oh my God, I don't want this either. So like, we're gonna come see you.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Right?
we don't really want to come see you. We're just gonna come over to the jail just to booyah everybody.
And the only person who didn't realize that this was ridiculous was the judge, right? Like, what was with the judge? Like, does the judge not usually have this request put forth? So I didn't get why the media had put this motion forth and the judge even entertained it for a moment. Like, the judge ruled against Sarah, and it was like, well, why?
Because they have because the media has a right. I mean, I don't blame them for wanting to be there. I mean, it's the
No,
news, and
of
like
course.
that's the thing. You know, I'll use the whole Nick Rekieta thing. Like, we want to see the trial. Like, it's a public hearing. Like, let's do it to it. So I don't blame them for coming into it.
Oh yeah.
But I think at some point the court does need to weigh whose rights are paramount here, the public's or the defendants.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But that's why I'm asking. It's like, why would the judge think for a second that the defendant's right to see this evidence and for trial strategy, for example, is not more important? It just it made no sense to me that he would rule in the media's favor on that particular one. That I found that one to be very, very strange. Anyway, it was almost like a FU, Sarah, that one. But then, yeah, the prosecution was like, no, we don't want photos of Sarah picking things up or video of Sarah like picking up the suitcase and going, hey, this is not what I remember. Going around, that could work out quite badly. We don't want that. Or the other way around, themselves being there at the evidence viewing. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to take this little overlay away so you can actually read, darling. Do you want to start reading it?
Why do I feel so bad for Sarah trying to argue this motion in court? I agree, even if she's guilty as sin. She has civil rights, which they need to be really careful not to violate. And she has a right to a zealous defense. I don't know that she is capable of providing that to herself. Yes, I think the woman is guilty, but I feel very squishy about how this is all playing out. I get why the judge made her pro se, but when she very clearly stated she didn't want to be pro se and needed an attorney, I think he should have reconsidered. I would have given her one final attorney chance and explained it's either use this last rope and keep this attorney around, or she'll be back to pro se. And now that she knows that's her two options officially on record, I'd go with that. I mean, that's kind of what I've said.
I think that's a bit much. Like, you can't sort of go back and forth.
Well, I think the judge should have not taken it away and given her a chance, or given her a warning.
If we look at when we played last week, Judge Levitt in Las Vegas trying to talk Robert Tellis out of going pro se for half an hour.
Yeah.
And going through all of the reasons why that's a terrible idea, making sure he knows all of the reasons why him being a lawyer in a different field, civil law, is different to criminal law. What the rule? There's different rules of evidence. There's different court procedure, etc., etc., etc. Are you sure this is almost always the wrong option? And we're not playing games. I don't want you to just be doing this for a few months and then you go back, etc., etc., etc. And he was doing it voluntarily. That's the kind of warning that she should have been given.
Yeah.
On the record. So Judge Levitt did the right thing, in my opinion. I don't believe, well, I know that Sarah Boone was given anywhere near that kind of warning. And also, she also spoke about the fact that Robert Tellis would be incarcerated and would not have the resources. So, yeah, I feel like that's what should have happened. And if you look at his charging document, or in the document where Judge Kranick justifies the waiver of her right to a public defender, he never speaks about warning her that she'll be incarcerated and won't have resources, by the way. Okay, do you want to keep going? There's a couple more here. I don't think pro se should be punishment.
I don't think pro se should be a punishment for failing to keep an attorney. This is all Sarah's doing, but I think the court should be granting her a final attorney. Forcing her to be pro se when she's asking for an attorney is going to be into punishment land, in my opinion.
Yes.
If for any other reason, then I think she is a legitimate argument on appeal if they don't, and I don't want her to see. I don't want to see her get more attention than she already has.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joni Nitz, she's just playing the system to not be transferred to prison if she gets convicted.
What? That's not that. She's going to prison anyway.
You aren't going to stay in jail unless it's like for a few months.
That makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
People just don't understand. And yeah, okay. So if you have any reason that I think she has a legitimate argument on appeal, don't know. I don't know if the judge waiving her right to a public defender is going to be an appellate issue. But I think maybe the whole thing with her not having enough time and resources, not sure about the resources, but the time for her to prepare the situation that she's been left in right now, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Next, the bright lights of Las Vegas. Are you following this, Sean?
Yes. Oh, Robert Tellis. Yes.
Yes.
We're going to talk about him a little later tonight.
Are you?
Oh, really?
Are you covering him next week?
Yeah. Well, because he's got his trial just started, and I remember covering it back when it first started, like that it was the politician and he murdered the reporter looking into him, and I was like,
allegedly.
Well, okay, allegedly.
Well,
but yeah, it took so long, and but no, we're gonna be in Richard Allen later tonight first, and then we'll do Robert Tellis after that. Because this week, especially since Wednesday is free now on my schedule because there's no hearing for Nick, we're gonna try to catch up with Robert Tellis this week.
Damn.
I don't think this is a slam dunk, Sean. No.
The investigation was sloppy, and it's okay if you disagree. It seemed like he was really pissing off a lot of people, costing them a lot of money, trying to make the office not be so corrupt. So it's only day 3, and it's just, it's a stretch, but
I don't know.
Well, there's video. There is video, but is that him?
What's the video? You mean the video of the person that looks like a woman walking around in a vest that's high vis? Yeah, yes, I don't know.
Yeah, that part of that, there's some issues with it, but it was very interesting when the story first came out.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I just feel like there should be a lot of blood, and the blood should have been somewhere around him.
Is there a video of the stabbing?
Video of the stabbing?
Itself, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gifted 5 Excited Utterance memberships. Sorry, I missed that. Yay! Thank you so much. Wow. Can we read them out? Do you see them, Dali?
Yeah. And Zach's being very punny as well.
Oh, Zach is punning around.
Let's go, Brandon. Greedy bloke, Zach, Chinny, and Benjamin Gray. We're all sent to pray the Gray away camp.
Benjamin Gray is awesome at grabbing those gifted memberships. I tell you what, he's just jammy. We call it jammy around here. Jammy means lucky. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Murph. You are awesome. And hello, Badger Witness. His disguise outfit, though, you guys. Nobody dresses like that. No, nobody does. Especially not a murderer.
Well,
come on now.
People have done stupid things, though.
Oh, that is fair.
People have done stupid things.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All the
last
time.
week, by the way, Sean, if you are covering this, last week we played his petition to another judge to have Judge Levitt disqualified. And during this rant that he made, he went into some detail about his theory as to how he's been framed. And it was actually really interesting. He went into detail about the realty company that he snitched to the police about, and the people involved, how there was a cop, like a dirty cop, who was involved with the realty company, and how they set him up, etc. And just how all of a sudden, like a week later, this Gearman fella turned up dead. So because he went pro se, we have all of this testimony on record directly from him. Just really curious. So if you're covering it, you might want to have a little bit of a look back at some of the stuff he said in court. He kind of doesn't need to testify. Okay, let's keep going.
And Zach has to leave, but I just thank you for the super chat, Zach.
Oh, are you? Hang on. Can you
I
bring it
don't
back
think you
up?
pulled him up.
I did.
Did you?
Scintella. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't pull up the second one.
And third and fourth.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Romaine, calm, and carry on. Carrot on. Oh dear. What's this? Take half Irish is red. She's trying to time me out. You lunatic. Goodness me.
Hope you're still here, Zach.
Zach Gallery. You just sorry, I don't have one for you right now. I have to potato you later. Okay. Day 2 recap. Robert Teller's murder trial. Items found at Robert Teller's home appeared to match suspect clothing. Gearman's autopsy, 13 stab wounds. Artie had injury to his left ring finger and bruise on his shoulder 5 days after murder. Tellers has pleaded not guilty. Okay. And Crosby R5 says,
one other item for your recap: 100 furrow brows.
he does have amazing facial expressions, I have to say.
He looks like a Sphinx cat.
A little.
Like his bald head.
Yes. And then
Yeah,
the Helen Lee. Sorry. The Helen Lee says.
See, it looks like,
What are you
like
doing?
that.
Oh my God.
I know you are sitting behind him in court. You look fabulous. But please tell me you can see his expressions during testimony. He is very expressive. Wow, I've been watching the trial on TV, and this should be an easy deliberation for the jury.
Okay.
His lawyer asks the weirdest questions and then acts like he uncovered the world's greatest mystery when he says, I have no more questions. So
I have
weird.
no more questions.
Hashtag so weird.
So weird.
Hashtag
So weird.
grody.
Okay, that's enough.
Gag.
All right. So the first week of Robert Teller's trial wrapped up today. The former Clark County public administrator is accused of killing longtime reporter Jeff Gearman. It's pronounced Gearman. The trial continues Monday morning. All right, let's have a little bit of a look.
The trial of former Clark County Public Administrator Robert Tellis continued today. Witnesses, investigators taking the stand one after another. And we heard from this woman, longtime Metro Forensics employee, Kimberly Dannenberger. She explained that fingernail clippings from Gearman's right hand had DNA on them, which match Robert Tellis's DNA. Prosecutors say this is strong evidence in the case indicating Gearman was fighting off his attacker. We also heard from a woman named Roberta Lee Kinnett, who worked with Tellis in the Clark County Administrator's Office. She was also a personal friend of his. Both the state and defense questioned her about text messages she sent Tellis. She was concerned after authorities linked a Yukon Denali to the murders. She told Tellis not to drive his own Yukon Denali around town.
And you send a message, Rob, WTF, please do not be driving your Yukon around for a while.
Correct.
What had you seen that made you send that message to him?
I think what everyone else saw, that Yukon in the photos.
You mean
or in media?
Yeah, the media messages that Metro sent out.
Right.
Obviously, there was a concern that you expressed that, geez, that vehicle looks like
identical, right?
Okay.
And obviously, there was a concern on Mr. Tellis's part as well, going, yeah, that looks like my vehicle.
Correct.
And no point in time did he ever communicate with you face to face or digitally by the phones or anything else that he was involved with Jeff German's murder.
That's correct. He said it wasn't him.
Tellis has pled not guilty to the murder of journalist Jeff German. Tellis is not facing the death penalty, but we will continue to follow this. Monday morning, they will reconvene in downtown Las Vegas. Stay with news.
I didn't know there was death penalty in Nevada. There you go. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, but so you know that lady we just saw on the witness stand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So get ready, and apologies in advance for the whole Nancy Grace thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dupree, 4 stabs to the neck. I mean, you and I have been on a lot of crime scenes, but a stab to the jugular, blood spurts out like a water sprinkler.
Not always.
No.
Hey,
that's devastating. I opened this up, Dr. Dupree.
Typically, yes, but I mean, can you ever say with 100% certainty that's going to happen? You can't.
Well, it would depend if his heart was beating first.
Well, that
right?
too, but I'm also just saying I could stab you in the jugular and it might seal back up, which is a very common thing with you deal with pressure bearing things in the body. It can happen like that. It can bleed a different way. There's a lot of different ways it can go down. So, but yes, typically, yes, it looks like a hose when you poke a hole in it, but it also might not.
Mm-hmm. Also, just FYI, this lady here, she, Ms. Dupree, her name is, she now puts the name Murdoch into her CV because she apparently worked on the Murdoch case. She didn't. She did the autopsy or worked on the third autopsy, I think it was, of Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith is associated with the Murdoch case because people accused Buster Murdoch of being involved in it, which he is not. So there you go. Somebody who has written a book called Murdoch Lies and something or other. There you go. And now she's on the Nancy Grace show.
Talking about how, we've got that video of the politician getting out of his vehicle, adjusting his clothes, and then you see the woman. Oh, thank you. As if it's not burned into my memory. Hold it. Stay on it. Why do I care about this car? Because you're going to find out it's the same car spotted at the crime scene. Okay, here we go. Wait. There he is. Okay, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Yeah, okay, let's get all sorted out. And where is she? She's coming out of because they're coming out of the back seat. This is from our friends at Las Vegas Review Journal. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah. Get that dress straightened out. I'll never forget at one of my other TV homes, which shall go unnamed.
Oh, dear.
There was an office affair of a big honcho, I might add. And late at night, he spotted walking through the newsroom.
Yeah.
And then followed like 30 seconds later, that's not obvious, by the woman with her skirt still tucked into her pantyhose. Guess what? Nobody said anything. She walked through the whole newsroom like that. Okay. That said, Dr. Dupree, can I not think about her straightening her dress for a moment? Back to the 4 stab wounds.
Okay, anyway, so that's not coming in at trial, right? But she had to put that on her show right at the beginning, like right at the very, 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 very beginning, right? And yeah, that was that lady that we just saw on the witness stand. She's testified already and not coming in at trial, apparently, right? You guys have never been in the back of a car with a coworker. You all must be ugly. Yeah, Macca, I have been. So I don't know about you guys. So I'm not ugly. No, that witness is already finished. They didn't bring it up. Yeah, hold line. Apparently, so it's irrelevant to the actual trial. So yeah, Nancy just had to bring it up. Notice how the woman, I don't know why that's in quotation marks.
What is a
Why
woman?
What the woman getting out of the car did not look happy or satisfied. Okay.
You telling me Tellus can't satisfy a woman?
Do you know what photo
Okay,
I like the most?
Okay, I just had to include this bit. Sorry, go on.
Speaking of satisfying women, ugh.
I had to include this bit, and I'm really sorry to the decedent and to the decedent's family, but this I couldn't wrap my head around. Right? Watch this.
Of our victim, Jeff German, the one of him smiling. Do you know what photo I like the most of our victim, Jeff German? The one of him smiling. If I could see that one again, it looks like a headshot that he may have had taken, because it looks like he's just about to break into laughter, like he's just holding it in long enough for the camera to click. And that's what I have learned about him during this investigation, that all the other reporters loved him. That's who he was.
He looks like he's trying to hold it in after the second pump.
Then in his
Does anyone else find this photo disturbing?
Yes.
I find it sexy.
This is the worst photo of him. I've actually looked at. I've been looking into this case for a while. We first covered this case last year in October, right? And this photo is not the best photo of the decedent at all, right? I looked at this and thought, okay, whoever the post-production person was on this photo, it's a professional photo, clearly. They need some training. Like, they did something to the whites of his eyes to make the eyes look like they're popping out.
This looks like me at the grocery store trying to find any kind of aid to relieve constipation, and it's an emergency, and I'm just running up and down the aisle trying to find anything.
It's like when Chandler and Monica take their wedding photos on Friends. Oh dear.
Ladies, just imagine that face looking at you in the bedroom.
Oh dear. Reselling and Thrifting says that guy seems to resemble Scott Peterson a little bit, especially the smile and eyes. Actually, yeah, he does. Well, not so much. Okay. I think I know who you like. So Scott Peterson, remember him? The guy who he was in the shooting, you know? What do they call it in America? He's supposed to, like, the school warden thing.
School warden?
You know, he's armed, and he was supposed to, like, save the children.
Yeah.
And they charged him.
Oh, that's Scott Peterson. Oh,
yeah.
School officer. I thought you meant the fisherman.
Yes. Oh no, yeah.
I think that's who they were referring to, because it looks like a bit like him.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's
Discount Andrew Bronca.
Maybe, but his smile and eyes. Clearly, the person doesn't like that man, because Okay. Anyway, but moving on. Bill, how's it going? TYO Toys. Now he's running trial bingo for this one, and there are prizes and everything. Do you want to read out Phil's?
Yes.
Yes, he loves it when you do
Lots
it.
of DNA evidence in Robert Tellis trial. Was it on your bingo card? Just got some new prizes in. Tent evidence markers 3-inch. Seekers for justice. And then
Look at the merch he's made.
nice.
Check it. Trial bingo. And like, yeah, he's made a little thingy bob seeking justice. He's made this little guy.
I
He's
need to get back to him. He's going to send me the news van that Seth Kenny has. He made one.
Oh yeah.
He said he'd
Right.
send it to me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He didn't
I was like,
put it behind you.
I know.
Yeah.
Or he's like, well, you can give it away in like a raffle or something. I'm like, yeah. Or you can just send it to me and I'll keep it.
Yeah, right. What's this? The last name Peterson just needs to be retired. There are way too many of them, and they're all crime adjacent, and either way is problematic. I know, right? I know. Okay, this guy, I think it's a guy. Onto something. Recap 13. I'm going to read these. What DNA evidence is there other than under Jeff Gearman's fingernails? Was it from blood, skin cells? How is there no Jeff Gearman DNA on any item found in Robert Teller's home? This was a bloody crime. The carotid artery was slashed.
Carotid, yeah.
Carotid artery was slashed. There should be blood all over the killer and the killer's car. Robert Teller's, have you checked out the timestamps on the CCTV captures? At least 3 of the cameras gave timestamps that the prosecution adjusted. Go back and review prosecution opening statements. How is it that many CCTV cameras were off on time? Interesting. Look, here's the thing. I have no idea whether this dude guilty or not. I have no clue. But I do like a mystery. I do like a little bit of a challenge. So, I don't know. I just find people a little bit too quick to do a slam dunk. That's all. So, it's cool to try and work these things out. Yes, one of the Petersons is a Staircase Peterson. Yes.
And did you know he is a bisexual?
The bisexual. Yeah, and the owl did it.
Yeah.
The owl did it. All right. City Girl Smitty posted this. Now, this is supposedly Robert Tellis. And so is this, apparently. And this lady here who thinks that everyone's guilty, says, well, walk looks the same if you ask me. I spotted that gait too. People like using the word gait because it's the way you walk. Amazing job. Let's walk. Let's look. Let's look at the walk. Play that again. What do you think? What the fuck is a gait? A gait is the way you walk.
Yeah.
Kind of similar.
And your gait is very unique. They can do gait analysis. Your gait is like, it actually can be used to compare you.
Okay.
So gait analysis is a real thing.
Gait analysis?
Okay, so I expect there'll be
gait analysis.
There'll be an expert on that, you would think.
Because you always walk the same, generally.
You can't fake it?
Well, you can fake it, but it's very much like handwriting. You actively have to pay attention to what you're doing to manipulate it.
Okay, so
like that thing on that Mission Impossible movie where they had gait analysis, that's a real thing. If they really want to facial recognition, gait analysis, they will do all of that to try to figure out who you are if they need to ID you.
Interesting. So you would think if the state doesn't have someone who would
gait analysis is like high level identification, not like police level identification. Like gait analysis is like super, like secret squirrel level stuff, but it can be done.
Justin Smith, I am not bringing that up. Like Sean has a very particular move. I'm sure you do. Swagger analysis. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I can often tell people by the way they walk. But I wonder, like, are there experts in this that you could bring in to testify? And would the court accept them? I wonder. And if there are, then why would the state not bring one in?
Yeah.
I don't think this looks anything like him at all. I thought it looked like a woman. And a lot of people are saying that it looks like a woman. But hey, you'll believe what you're going to believe, won't you? All right. Pretty Lies and Alibis says Robert Teller's co-worker and alleged girlfriend Roberta Lee Kennett is on the stand. Now, as far as I'm aware, nobody in the courtroom, as in the jury, don't know that there's any romantic connection with these two. So, I mean, we know out here, but not them.
Oh, he's got the yellow fever.
Hey! Hollywood D said,
Bob, like, yeah, I hit that.
Look at this. Look. He's got such great facial expressions. Just smashed. Now, actually, Tammy Farley makes quite a good observation. Looks like Katie Magbanawar. Do you remember her? Do you remember that? Remember from the Adelson trial?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the female hit lady of the team.
Yeah,
she really does. Yeah. Is this? Oh, you can say that.
Is this the one he was pumping in the back seat? Well, we don't know what they were doing.
Well, no, but we don't know what they were doing. They could have been looking for something.
Exactly.
Yeah. They dropped something. They had to find it.
I have talked to her many times about decedent's property when I worked in the funeral home. Now, mask it or casket. Peace.
Mask it or casket. Nathan Wade says office romances are as American as apple pie.
Apple pie.
Ah. Well, he would know. He would know. Alrighty. Okay, that's that. Join us tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Sarah Boone, Justice for Sarah Boone, dropping the ducks. She is dropping the ducks. Pro saying against all odds. She's doing pretty good. She's getting more confident. Getting more confident up there. Unfortunately, the worst is yet to come. So, she has requested, obviously, we know about this already. She's requested the money for a neuropsychologist. The JAC has come back already saying too expensive. And there's some other things that have come up in her file. So we're going to be going through those documents tomorrow. And if anything else comes up in the meantime, which you just never know with her, they might, we will go through that tomorrow. So more Sarah Boone tomorrow, justice for Sarah Boone, justice for Sarah Boone. More and more people are starting to see that she's being royally screwed over by the state and by the court. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And And it's all about due process. It's not about whether or not she killed the man. She has definitely got some responsibility for that. I'm always questioning whether or not she has been overcharged. Not sure. But we'll see. We'll never know, really, because I don't think that she's going to be able to present a coherent defense. That's life.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. That's tomorrow. We do this every Sunday. 2 separate days. Every Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we have guests pop in, like the lovely Sean. Thank you for being here. What are you doing this week, Sean?
Getting ready with Robert Tellis. We're going to start looking at that. A couple other things that hopefully we could take a look at of, one of them I wanted to do, I was going to do it as a standalone video, but I think we're just going to do it live, is the police officer down in Charlotte who got caught stealing about $1,000 off a guy and got caught with it by the other police. It was very funny.
Really?
Well, it's not very funny, but it's great. It's good to see him caught.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Might have some other stuff too. We don't know yet.
Nice.
So are you streaming during the day or night, or?
It'll be during the day. We're gonna have to catch up. I got some things I got to do, but we're gonna be we're gonna catch up with Robert Tellis.
Sweet. Okay, because we're into day 4 on Monday, I think. So
yeah.
Not sure how long this one goes for, but we're not into defense
It's
yet.
not gonna be super long.
Yeah, I think he's presenting a defense though, so should be a few more days yet, I would think.
Yeah.
So catch up time. I'm pleased you're showing it because it's an interesting case. It's a really interesting case, and FYI, there's stuff from prior. There's some really interesting hearings and things from the last year or so when he was pro se. So he's presented some information in his own words to the court in the last year. So just a little background information there can really fill in some gaps. Phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, become a member and join our new salacious, outrageous, well, it's not new, I need to change that, Discord community. If you are a member of either my channel or Dali's channel, you can click on the membership link, membership tab, and go down to the perks, and there's a link there. It's an infinite link. I worked out how to do it, and you can just mosey on through, go on walkabout, mosey on through, and join us. And we have great chats in there. You get live alerts to all of our streams. That way you don't have to worry about YouTube's ridiculously bad notifications. So as soon as we go live, you get a notification. And then you can also join us when we do our chill zone. So we all hang out and we watch things together and we chat. And it's not just about him and I talking all the time at you. But that's great fun. So make sure that you do that. And that's about it. Dali, what are you doing this week?
Tomorrow I'm planning on finishing up the interview with Joel Souza.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern before you start.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yep.
Sweet.
And then
okay, great.
I'm still planning the rest of the week, but it'll be exciting.
Exciting. Yay. Oh, one other thing. Actually, I'm planning on doing some Corey Richards. I'm sus on that case. I don't know if she's been, I don't like the way she's been treated by the state as far as they listened in on her phone calls. They pushed for, as far as I'm concerned, the court, they should have ruled for the prosecutors to be recused, and they didn't. They didn't care about that. Her rights really, that she's not been given a fair shake as far as I'm concerned. And if you have a bit of a listen to what she said publicly, I don't know. I just feel like everyone's just been eating up the story that's been handed out by the prosecution. And that's what tends to happen in these instances. We only hear one side, and we hear it for a really, really long time. And we don't get to hear the defendant's side until trial. If it gets to that point, maybe eventually they give in and take a plea. But in this instance, all we've really got with her is a motive, some text messages, and she's saying that she did what she did, which is basically she protected her husband and her children, and she's being kept from her children, and she's not a danger to society, and she didn't kill him. So there you go. I don't know. I don't know whether she's responsible for this or not. But if she is, she's the stupidest killer ever. So I don't know. I don't think she's stupid. She might be innocent. She might be. What?
No, you're saying she might be stupid. Well, yeah, she might be.
She might be, but she might not be. She might not be. So I just feel like there's so much going on that you don't know about. We never know about these things until we get to trial. And who's to say we're even going to get there? So I don't know. I'm digging into this. I'm finding information, and I'm going to do a stream on it. Justice for Corey. Justice for Corey. Walk the dog. Well, she says that was another novel. She's a writer. She's a writer. Curry Richards. Changing the life insurance was dumb as fuck. Well, maybe. However, we don't know if it's not murder, then that's just bad timing, isn't it? Like, if I change life insurance around on my mom, for example, and she passes the next week, that's bad timing, you know? So her attorneys basically dropped the recusal motion. They didn't even argue it. That's why the judge ruled the way he did. Okay, there you go. The letter to mother brother from jail. All right, I am going to be covering that this week. I'm so interested in it. I just think that there are lots of things that are pure speculation getting around out there. She's so evil. She's such a narcissist. Just like, come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get my facts straight. But I just feel like the only facts out there are facts from the prosecution. That's it. So meh. Okay, that's it. Thanks, everybody. It's been awesome fun, as always. I love Hearsay for Days. It's my favorite show of the week. And I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Dali,
Yes.
We'll see everybody at 5. You said 5 or 5:30?
5.
5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Sorry,
Sean,
6.
Sorry, 6. Are you streaming tomorrow, Sean? Or tonight, sorry?
Yeah, 6:30. I just pushed it.
Tonight?
I rescheduled a little while ago.
Oh, yay. Cool. All right.
We're covering Richard Allen tonight, getting caught up.
Cool.
He's innocent as fuck.
Well, he is, but right now it's pretty tough road to hoe. So
that one makes me sad. All right, time for the song. Everyone ready for the song?
Yes.
Let's go for the song. Hang on. Turn the sound up. Song. Ready?
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was the fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803. To be excited utterance. Her cat is staring for